Come on, motherfucker! Come on, motherfuckers, come on! Come on, motherfuckers, come on! Yeah. Come on, motherfuckers, come on! Come on, motherfuckers, come on! Release the brainstorm to make your motherfucking brain warm. A strange form, something kinda lyrical. Biggie the bastard, so that's kinda spiritual. Well, in God we trust, guns out bust, stop that disgusting suicide thumping. You know what I'm going to. Do you like the things that I bring?
Ernest the engine car and Stevie the steam train noticed Gale the guard's compartment was looking unhappy. "Why the long face?" said Ernest.
"Guard's compartment is just another way of saying rear end,"
moped Gale.
"I'm a big fat ass."
She told me she was having body image issues," said Stevie, who only ever stuttered at inappropriate moments. "I think she's got the painters in." Stevie was right. It was that time of the month when Gale was due for another coat of paint.
"I'm fat and unattractive,"
she moped. Fat cunts, fat constantly comes and goes." Stevie tried to reassure her, his stutter not helping one bit. "You'll be slim again before you know it."
"So you do think I'm fat?"
"Help," said Stevie, hoping Ernest would jump in. "You're on your own," said Ernest. Stevie thought quickly. 100 people fall down the gap between the train and the platform every year, he said. "If you really were fat, there wouldn't be a gap now, would there?" But Gale was having none of it.
"If I was thin enough, they'd all fall down the gap."
Ernest decided he had to do something. "I see you trying on a shed," Ernest said to distract her. It worked. Gale was distracted.
"Yes,"
said Gale.
"Does my rear compartment look big in it?"
"Help," said Ernest. "You're on your own," said Stevie. Ernest the engine car and Stevie the steam train were about to tuck in for a long night's sleep. "Stevie," said Ernest, "do you know much about dreams? Because I keep having dreams about trains and tunnels." "Oh," said Stevie, "you know what that means?" "What?" asked Ernest. "You're a bleeding train," said Stevie. For conscious thought, dreams have literal representations," said Stevie, who stuttered badly at the most inappropriate of moments. "Whereas matters occupying the subconscious mind have direct but sometimes not entirely obvious parallels," he continued, clearly knowing a lot more than he'd first let on. "They're the classic subconscious symbol of a male-to-female train coupling," added Stevie. "They're not the only one, though. Anything connected with coupling. Screwing light bulbs and light fittings are another." "What if I dream about caps on bottles?" asked Ernest. "That's about coupling," confirmed Stevie. "Lampshades and lamps?" Ernest queried. "That's about coupling," responded Stevie. "Okay," said Ernest. "What about a mouth covering an erect human penis?" "Oh," said Stevie. "Buggered if I know what that's about." It was time for Ernest the engine car and Stevie the steam train to pick up more passengers, but Ernest was refusing to move. "I've had a gutful," he said. "I'm taking a sickie. Tell them it's mechanical problems."
There, Ernest,"
said Gale the guard's compartment.
"It happens to every engine at some time."
She said, secretly amused. "Not that sort of mechanical problem," said Ernest, his engine hood in question. "It's this job. The passengers always leave me full of rubbish. Do I look like a bin?" "You are metal and colourful," said Stevie.
"You just need a good route,"
added Gale. "No, I don't," replied Ernest. "I've decided to become a sushi train."
"You're pulling my emergency cord,"
said Gale. "And you're a bit big for a sushi train," said Stevie. "Bollocks," replied Ernest. "If a woman the size of a train can win Australian Idol, a train the size of an engine car can sell sushi."
"If I had arms, I'd be the first to wave the anti-discrimination flag,"
said Gale.
"But Stevie's right."
"Why not be a ghost train?" said Stevie. "I'm afraid of ghosts," said Ernest. "The dead don't bother me," boasted Stevie. "When I was a morgue train, I'd often have a stiffy mitten ghostly vibes from its coffin," he said, as always stuttering at an inappropriate moment.
"Why would the dead take a train?"
asked Gale.
"They're already late enough as it is."
And they all had a laugh before rolling off to mess with the commuters' minds. It was just another day in the train yard, except that Ernest the engine car had been in the maintenance shed all morning sniffing paint fumes. and by any definition was completely off his tits. Gale, the guard's compartment, could see the problem required a delicate approach.
Hey, you bloody fume head!
She said.
You have a sniffing problem.
I do not, said Ernest, before passing out.
It's obvious, isn't it, Stevie?
Said Gale. But Stevie the steam train had a funny look in his eyes. Gale sniffed.
Have you been smoking something other than coal?
She asked. No, lied Stevie.
I'm disappointed in you,
said Gale.
Ernest is a young and impressionable engine.
Ernest is a dick, is addicted, all right, said Stevie, because he often stuttered badly at inappropriate moments. But you're a bitch, cheeky, lecturing us on drugs, he added. The federal police once found you packed with high-grade heroin.
I've steered clear of drugs since then,
Gale insisted.
I even formed a support group. Carriages United Not Taking Substances. Though for obvious reasons we rarely use our acronym.
Well, back off anyway, narc, said Ernest. We don't need someone ruining our high. But it was too late for that, for all the platform speakers had started pulsing with the sounds of duff-duff music. Oh no, said Ernest. The big controller's on ecstasy again. One day, Ernest the engine car and Stevie the steam train noticed Gale the guard's compartment looking particularly broody, even by her usually militant feminist standards. What's on your mind? Ernest ventured, in the mood for a bit of leso baiting.
I'm trying to decide on a pet,
said Gale.
What I really want is a baby,
she admitted.
But I can't conceive.
Stevie the steam train decided to contribute. What you need is a big black cock, a big black cock, a big black cock, a big black cocker spaniel, he said, as usual stuttering badly at the most inappropriate of moments. Or if you can't accommodate a big black cock, a big black cock, a big black cocker spaniel, how about a small white cock, a small white cock, a small white cockatoo? Mind you, I've gone off feathered, friends, he continued, unwisely. Ever since I were on the internet, and I saw a bird with a mouth full of cock, a mouth full of cock, a mouth full of cockroaches. By now, Gale was feeling a little ill.
Perhaps you could suggest a bird without cock in it?
That rules out Paris Hilton, quipped Ernest, hoping for a spot on the glass house, or, failing that, Spicks and Specks. How about an even smaller yellow cock, an even smaller yellow cockatiel, continued Stevie. That's hardly a bird at all.
Forget it,
said Gale.
I think I'll just adopt.
Ernest the engine car and Stevie the steam train had been speculating about Gale the guard's compartment all afternoon. Gale, said Ernest, how many roots have you had?
I beg your pardon,
said Gale. You heard, said Stevie. How many roots have you had?
I don't see how it's any of your business,
said Gale, avoiding the question. More or less than 5, persisted Ernest.
It's all very well for you engines,
said Gale.
You get to brag about all the routes you've had, but when you take us guards compartments out, you always expect us to have had no routes at all.
So you admit you're a hoe, you're a hopeless idealist, said Stevie, who would always stutter badly at the most inappropriate of moments. You should hook up with Carrie the Courage, he added. She's at art school, so she's a progressive thinker too.
A guard's compartment is hers to do with as she pleases, said
Gale. So then, how would you feel about a 3-car train with Ernest and me, if you know what I mean?
Not if you were the last train on Earth,
said Gale with finality. Less than 5? asked Ernest. Less than 5, agreed Stevie. Ernest the engine car was in a bad mood. I hate truck people, said Ernest. I beg your pardon, said Stevie the steam train. I hate truck people, Ernest repeated gruffly. You can't say that, said Stevie, who always stuttered badly at inappropriate moments. That's racist. I'm not racist, said Ernest. I just hate truck people. Hating a truck person just because he's truck is the very definition of racism, Stevie countered. I don't hate trucks because they're truck, argued Ernest. I hate trucks because they come here and they take our jobs. Trucks are nothing but trouble, he grumbled. Turn on the news, what do you see? Trucks breaking the law. Whole families wiped out by out-of-control trucks. Trucks are nothing but bad news. Name one good thing that trucks have given us. Trucks have given us rock and roll, enthused Stevie. And it's a well-known fact that trucks sound better and move better and look better than us. Oh, I get it, said Ernest. You're one of those train guys that wishes he was a truck. Next thing you'll be using truck lingo. For conservation reasons, I'm glad I'm a train, said Stevie, his stutter proving highly distracting. I just admire truck culture. Breaker, breaker, do your copy. Ernest was tired of verbal jousting, and without hands or feet he couldn't kick Stevie's ass. We'll just have to agree to disagree then. Fine, said Stevie. You had me really worried, though. At first I thought you said you hated black people. Oh, said Ernest. I hate black people as well.